In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to install a Vortech MP10 Wave maker on the tank, and we're also going to move over the clowns from the quarantine tank. Alright, so as I kind of mentioned, we're going to be moving over the clownfish from the quarantine tank. Basically, I set this tank up as just like an emergency tank, nothing crazy. It was empty for the longest time, and then a guy gave me a bunch of clownfish, or a couple clownfish, and an algae bunny, and I basically stuck everything in here. It's also some rocks with some rock anemones. However, there's also upstasia on them, but the algae bunny is going to stay in here for a while. I'm not too sure if I want to put him in that other tank. I'm kind of hoping for a couple other fish that you'll find out about later. Onward to the clownfish. So I already have them in a bucket basically. There they are just normal Ocellaris clowns. However, they are very, very dark. I'm not sure why. I know the tank they came out of was completely covered in algae. Couldn't really see it. The light output was not the greatest because of the algae. However, they're extremely healthy and they are a pair. So we are getting them acclimated to the 38. Right now, the only thing we have in here is the blue-green chromis. He's doing great. Found a little hiding spot back here, so he doesn't really come out at all. But hopefully we'll add him a couple buddies with the clownfish. And once I got these guys in there, you know, I'm going to let my tank kind of settle down for a minute, let it mature a little bit. But then I have a couple very special selections of fish that will be going in here, and along with a couple pieces of coral that I'm very excited for. So I've been drip acclimating, and it's been about 45 minutes, almost an hour. So I think the clownfish are ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and scoop them up out of the bucket and then get them in the tank. So go ahead and grab just one for now. Put him in his new home. Alright. Hopefully they kind of stay out and don't hide. I imagine at first they might hide just as being shy. Then hopefully they're much happier in this tank. After all, it is a lot bigger. But get rid of this. And there they are. Like I said, they're really good looking fish. It is very dark. They are just normal Ocellaris clowns. But I think being in this tank, they should be able to lighten up a little bit, maybe. I'm not too sure. This is my first pair of clowns that has ever been dark like that. But everything seems to have gone well. So now I have the two clowns, and the blue-green chromis I noticed was popping out, but he's hiding again. So everything looks good, and we will keep you updated. One other thing I wanted to do was install my Vortech pump. It is the MP10. It should be enough. I might add another one in the future to kind of try to get some synchronized waves. I don't really know yet. But for now, this is just to get the water kind of moving and keep stuff off the bottom of the tank. So I'm going to go ahead and basically give you guys an install on how I like to set this up. First things first, make sure the aquarium surface is nice and clean where you're going to put the thing. And if your tank is an 1/8 inch to 3/16 of an inch, the glass thickness, you will need a rubber spacer. If it is not, you do not need it. So just put the rubber spacer in the desired spot. So for me, it's going to be right about there. Make sure that's nice and flat. And now we can go ahead and attach the dry side. This will be a two-hand job. In one hand you'll have your dry side, and in the other hand you'll have the wet side or the impeller. And what you're going to want to do is hold the dry side perfectly over that rubber spacer that we installed. And in the other hand, take the wet side and you're going to align it perfectly well, not perfectly, but as close as you can on the inside, just like that. Now that we have that part done, we are going to go ahead and hook up the controller we have sitting down there, and basically just turn everything on, see if make sure the alignment is proper. If it is not, it will make a bunch of horrendous noises, and we don't want that. We'll just simply move the wet side and make sure that it's completely over the dry side, and that should take care of any issues. And to plug this in, you simply have a power supply. You have a cord that plugs into that, and on the other is a power supply. You'll have the actual plug that goes into the driver. So if you look on the bottom of the driver, you will see 2 female plugs, and this will go in the center one. Now we're ready to plug it in. We went ahead and plugged it in, and it is now working, and it is just blowing dirt and everything everywhere. So as you can see, there's been not much movement in the tank since we set it up about a week ago, and all that stuff is just collecting on the rocks. So this should get all that stuff off the rocks, hopefully get it sucked into the overflow and down into the filter sock so we can get it filtered out. Now we're going to go ahead and put this in the mode that I want. So basically we'll just hit the mode button until we get the yellow, like so. Then we will just hit set once and twice. I now have it set up to the Reef Crest random mode. So basically, here is like the book that it came with. You can see that wave, or that line, I mean. And that's what I'm aiming for. I really like that. It varies a lot, and from what I'm seeing, it's good for a single pump. So we'll go ahead and just hold on to that, but I think everything is set up. And this thing, just kind of like a short review based off of what I've learned so far. This thing is extremely quiet. Like I said, this is one of those things I've had laying around, and I'm just now using it, but it is very quiet. I did have to move the wet side just a tiny bit at higher speeds. The pump was started to make some vibration noises. I moved the wet side up just a hair. They went right away, and now at this speed you're not hearing anything. I went clear up here and still didn't hear anything, just like a small bit of a buzz, which is what the pump's going to make. There is moving parts. Other than that though, my overflow drowns out any sound that pump can make, so I'm not too worried. Alright, so that is it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was a little bit informative on how to install the MP10 pump. Remember, if you liked the video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button, and please subscribe to the channel, and you can stay updated with future videos of the 38-gallon build. Thanks guys for watching, and have a great day.